And the movement sways are pretty annoying for a Night Stalker to deal with now. They have a bunch of teamfight already and AoE control from the side of Royal. So it'd be interesting to see if Newbee want to go for maybe like a Tiny here just to get some pickoffs, have that burst potential at the start of the fight. They might even want to save from another of their supports here, because they are still looking for their own 5 as well. Just trying to think of... Yeah, you get a lot of your wave clear from your supports as well. That's what I'm worried about. If they pick someone who has a save, will they have wave clear? And you can't just rely on this Rubik, it won't be enough. There you go. Another way to deal with that Enigma BKB Black Hole. And there's some more wave clear. Splinter Blast. Very good tool at that. We're all going to pick up a Naga though. Wow. So this is the ultimate team fight coming through. You got a Naga to start with the song. Royal now need a way to deal with illusions, and this is looking rough because... Sorry, Newbee now need a way to deal with the illusions because this is looking pretty bad. This is a really good Naga game.
10 seconds remaining.
What is who could we see coming through?
5 seconds remaining.
Thinking of the cause. They could go some like aggro with the Ursa and put it up against a Naga and just try and beat the Naga early on, like in the lane, because she's pretty weak. She's definitely not the greatest laner, and of course there's still flexibility if you want that Night Stalker to be put mid, but the Ursa is not going to help you with dealing with the illusions. Lifestealer seems okay. They do have the Raw to go through Magic Immunity and that Black Hole, but at least you're going to be able to go to Radiance, and a lot of the magic damage you can deal with. That's a pick. Okay, so that doesn't help with illusions, the Necro, but you want to burst down this Naga, it looks like, who is crazy tanky. Very hard to kill with just the illusion spam coming through. That gives you a frontline hero as well, not like this Night Stalker and the Necro. I mean, they don't really have a lot of burst potential in Royal. It's really, they just need to hit their ultimates. They're going to rely on this team fight with the Naga song. And then this allows Enigma to join in, and the Jakiro. So I imagine Beastmaster probably goes for Necro this game just to purge off the Ghost Shroud. But they're probably going to try and close this up with the mid laner. I could see like a Puck coming through if they want this ultra team fight. Magic damage for the Necro. Royal will probably ban the Pugna. Because you can still put that Pugna as a 3 and have, I guess, Night Stalker mid and Necro safe. But Pugna is... Oh, sorry, I said it the wrong way. I think Royal can pick up the Pugna here. Because it has immense magical damage. Just being able to decrep the Necro once he's Ghost Shrouded, just for the extra. Not only Ghost Shroud amps the magic damage, but also the decrep. So it's really one of the biggest counters to that Necro. You could see Alina coming through as well. There's really not a lot of catch on Newbee, so the Alina's going to have a pretty free game. She wants a split push, and she can make a lot of pressure early on for the side of Royal. They banned the PA on for Newbee. I guess this is... They don't usually, you see PAs with a support that's able to amp you up, like the Empower or the Chen Divine Favor. They get rid of the OD, and they'll follow up with an Ember. Okay. So early aggression coming through. And there's not a lot of lockdown for Ember this game. He's able to catch these backliners, cause a lot of havoc. And that's going to be the main thing as well. Naga's really reliant on getting the song and allowing Enigma to get in the fight, but Ember's just going to try and stop the blink and just keep them all on that backline. I was thinking Alina for the Necro, but it's really not the greatest matchup now versus the Ember, because it's super hard to catch him. Of course, he's got the Sleight of Fist and now also the Remnant to be able to dodge that Light Strike Array. You still follow up with the Puck if you want to. Minimal lockdown from Newbee. You got to be careful what you pick, of course, going into the Winter Wyvern with that ultimate as well. Just the Winter's Curse. It depends if they're looking for extra team fight now or just some split push. Because at least Naga will give you that, however. And they're going to go for the Morphling. So, how do they want to match this? Will be 897 on the Morphling. Mugi's playing that Necro. Do they want to put the Naga mid against the Ember? That's the question I'm seeing. So it will be a Night Stalker on the offlane. R1's going to pick that one up. 897 is their... Yeah, 897 is their mid lane player. Okay. So they are going to have the... they're going to have the Naga running up against the Necro mid. I meant Naga against a Night Stalker, sorry. I was trying to change the scenes, but I'm a little worried about Newbee's draft. They need to play hyper this game. Royal are really reliant on their cooldowns, like with the Naga song and just the combination of the Enigma Black Hole and the Jakiro abilities. But I think even if Royal, they're going to be able to get tower advantage early on. And how do Newbee actually hit towers? Like, I know Mugi doesn't. I know Ember Spirit doesn't as well. But on the side of Royal, look, you have almost all of their heroes hit towers. Like Enigma with the Eidolons, Jakiro's got the Liquid Fire. Beastmaster's going to have the Ballers and the Vlads as well with that Inner Beast. I just don't know how they can push towers. Yes, at least they do have some wave clear on Newbee. You're going to have the Splinter Blast and also the Fade Bolt. And I imagine we're probably going to see a Maelstrom coming through from SCCC. But I'm just worried. Like, I don't think you really need a big black hole this game. As long as you deal... Like, they're going to lack a lot of damage here. Wakesy's really reliant on getting... There are a lot of abilities that he can steal this game. But I'm just worried if he's unable to have a good game on this Rubik, then... How... Like, where do they actually get their damage? Because I know Winter Wyvern's not going to really output much. And if Mugi's not getting the ultimate off... I mean, I think Royal take this game late. They have the better team fight. You have a Morphling Naga as well, going up against a Necro and Ember Spirit. So you're going to be able to take this one late. And with a far superior team fight, I do think Royal probably going to have the advantage this game. So my bet's on them. Royal, I believe, will be able to come out. And not to mention as well, I mean, like we said, of their potential push coming through with all their early aggression from their supports and also their offlane, they're just going to be able to run at Newbee here and try and take early gold advantage with the towers. But you see the Winter Wyvern just getting beat down by Flyby. Also pop the Arctic Burn. Just going to try and trade a little bit of harass on this Beastmaster. Flyby will be able to run himself away, however. And what were the bounties looking like? It's going to be 2 apiece. So even up already. It's going to be an interesting matchup though. The Morphling up against the Ember Spirit. Of course, 897. Will he... he's not going to be able to deal with the Flame Guard. And usually you like to see a lot of mid lane heroes being able to get rid of that Flame Guard level 1. It's a lot of the laning presence from the Ember Spirit early. But also not to mention this Morphling, his attack range is very low. So that means SCCC is probably going to get some good chip damage through with that Flame Guard whenever the Morphling is on top of the creep wave. So that'd be something to look out for. You see Wakesy just kind of pull away in here, but he might actually be forced to TP out because DDC, he's going to be able to close the distance here with another Dual Breath. Wakesy's going to take a crap load of damage here with the movement speed slow. Of course, we'll get that damage reduction coming through, but it's not going to be a whole lot at level 1. Only that 20 damage reduction. A lot of damage done here. The Rubik's going to be forced to salve. Does get 2 creeps as well. I'm not sure if he missed the other ones, but... Regardless, looks like Winter Wyvern was able to... Did he even go for a D-Ward, or did they... Oh, no, they're body blocked, of course. They, So often you see this when you have a Beastmaster, you want to put a sentry around your small camp, because the Beastmaster is able to block the camps with the Hawk. It's a very powerful tool. It allows Beastmaster to get a lot out of the laning stage, considering because he's able to have the creeps on his side of the river. Means he can get a bunch of last hits and not only XP as well. Winter Wyvern's got to be a little bit careful here with the Beastmaster rotating through with these two boars. Looks like he will be able to run himself away, however. And you see with the pressure of this Enigma in the jungle, Winter Wyvern is going to try and at least maybe soak up some experience, but that leaves Beastmaster in a solo lane against Mugi. And yes, he's not, like, Necro is a really good solo laner. Now you max out the decay because that's where you get your HP and mana regen coming through. It used to be on the Death Pulse, but they changed it back to the Heartstopper Aura. And now that you start maxing this out, I mean, the percent damage that it does over time really ticks down these strength heroes. So at least the Necro will be getting solo levels, but that means the Beastmaster is going to be getting a fair bit out of the lane as well. And you also see September having a great time. Be interesting to see if he wants to go for the Soul Ring or straight into the Helm of the Dominator. Wouldn't be surprised if he goes straight into the Helm, just because it'll allow them to push down towers and probably that 10-minute mark, maybe even 5 as well. Depends the timing, how fast he does get the gold coming through. Then they might be able to take an early tier 1 tower with this first siege wave. That's really the timing coming through that I can see. Morphling mid, SCCC doesn't have the chains. It's going to pop the Fairy Fire here. SCCC will back himself up here. Of course, Morphling, got to be careful. Oh, Sleight of Fist still on court. I didn't know, 14 seconds, level 2. I was going to say, it's going to be a chance that this Sleight of Fist will be back up soon, and going to that low HP, we'll have to be careful once SCCC starts getting these levels, you know, with the decreased cooldown in that Sleight of Fist, and also potentially the Remnant to close the distance and get in range for the Sleight. You see, Morphling, once the chains do come through from the Ember, it would be interesting to see if he does want to go for a 1 point in the chains just at that level 5 to control the Morphling so he can't waveform away. Might be some kill potential in the mid lane. We actually see this often as well. I remember one time I saw, I think, 2 Ring of Regens being picked up by a Enigma jungle and just giving it to the offlane. But you see already, it's going to give this Ring of Health to Flyby. It's going to allow him to have some sustain in the mid lane. And the Enigma, he doesn't need it. He's able to have the Eidolons tanking up these jungle camps, of course. So you see, not only is Enigma pulling the lane back with the deniers coming through, but he's also going to be helping out Flyby with that HP regen. Of course, it will be building into the Helm of the Dominator as well. As of right now, though, not a whole, I mean, no kills as of yet. We're going to have 5 minutes, these bounty runes coming through, so maybe there might be the first blood in 15 seconds. We have Rubik rotating back down bot. Wakesy with the boots. Should be able to get there in time, however. Is still only level 2, so it looks like he's been roaming, sitting around mid if there was any potential aggression. It looks like bot. It'll be all for Newbee. Although Royal, Mr. Naga will be able to rotate around this tier 1 tower. Is going on straight into the Night Stalker. This is the first night time as well. So R1 has been solo, and you already see he's 4.5. So this is really what you like to see as a Night Stalker, getting this solo experience. It means, you know, by maybe that 7:30 minute mark, he'll be pretty close to the level 6, and if he can make a wrap around on mid, they could definitely kill the Morphling with the setup of the chains into that AoE silence. It's going to be a lot of control and stopping that Morphling from getting the strength morph off. So that'll be interesting to see how Newbee want to play this first nighttime, if they can get aggressive with it, because that's going to set the tempo for them as well. If this Night Stalker can get online early and kind of start to snowball, get some early level advantage, then they might be able to defend these towers once Royals start to push down the lanes. Probably around that 10-minute mark with the next siege wave as well. You see, instead of the Winter Wyvern being the one to annoy September, looks like Wakesy is just going to try and steal a little experience here. It's really not going to be a whole lot. Gives him back the ring. If he gets the choreo, looks like Wakesy won't be able to scout this out in time. First Blood, sorry guys, unfortunately did miss this one, but First Blood mix looks like with the rotation from DDC. But up top, however, Flyby, they're going to get the Telekinesis. Mookie does have that ultimate, however. He's going to go for the Scythe. Should be enough damage, and then claim that kill, so dead for 30. But now, with the Helm of the Dominator, and you have this siege creep mid, you're going to try and push in the tier 1 tower rotation from the Rubik to help defend it, but it looks like won't be getting there in time. So tier 1 mid falls, and you see the potential like we spoke about even before that 10-minute mark. Enigma just picks up the Helm of the Dominator. and he's able to rotate to that mid lane. Of course, DDC has 2 points in the liquid fire as well, and he's able to leave this Naga solo down bot just because of the... I mean, she's already level 6, double Wraith Ban, and if you're creating a lot of pressure on the other lanes, I mean, Night Stalker's definitely not going to be able to solo kill this Naga. And you see already, I mean, they're not going to wait for that next siege wave. They're going to go straight to the top lane. Flyby will be opting for what looks like the phase boots over the Vladimirs. Maybe the Enigma might go for it. I mean, we often see the Greaves rush straight after this the HOD. But even then, I mean, phase this game just... I was going to look at Night Stalker. Falling pretty low here. The phase is very good mobility, get himself away from the side of Die. I mean, they don't have a lot of physical damage, so I'm kind of intrigued about him going phase instead of, you know, keeping brown boots and going straight for the Vlads. Considering, but I guess he just wants the phase boots to be able to close the distance on these, on the side of Dire. They do have, you know, the movement speed slow from the Arctic Burn, and also Night Stalker's crazy fast, so that's going to help out with him running away. We see some stacks in here as well. I believe, what do we have? A double as well, SCC with the 3 points in the slide, so he's not even got a point in that chains, and we've seen this kind of come into favor as of recent. I mean, they did buff up the chains. I believe it was just... Didn't they reduce a little bit of the cooldown from the chains, and now all of a sudden a lot of these Ember Spirits are starting to pick this up, or even prioritizing it. Sorry, I meant the Sleight of Fist, sorry. But yeah, a lot of Embers are starting to prioritize this over the chains, just because it allows you to farm faster in the jungle. But you see Newbee, they're making their own push at this top lane. Mugi's going to frontline here, and they will have a little bit of nighttime heading for them, although that Midnight Pulse is going to slow them back a little bit. And with the Scythe up as well, looks like it's going to try and get aggressive here. If Royal take this fight, it's really at their disadvantage with Nighttime and Mugi having this level 6. It's about to have the mech finished as well. Space for them. Rubik down bot. Will be some rotations coming through. SCC going to try and defend the tower here. If there are any extra aggressions, I mean, the Jakiro with the Naga. Looks like Morphling tried to catch the Rubik on the backline here. He's got that level 8 already. Max points in the Morph down bot. DDC going to go for the TPR, but he won't get there in time. Arwen able to claim that kill. So only one kill it looks like so far throughout the nighttime for this Night Stalker. Still have another around 30 seconds, but it doesn't look like he'll get any more aggression coming through. And he will be going for this Crimson Guard. So going to help out mainly just to defend the tower. I actually really like this Crimson pickup, recognizing that Royal really going to be pushing down these towers at an early rate here. Of course, the Morphling, Beastmaster, and the Naga do a bunch of physical damage, not to mention the Eidolons from September as well. But this Naga's going to get in his first engagement here with Aurora up top. Winter Wyvern will get brought down. We will see a TP out, however. Mugi's going to go straight to the bot lane, but this leaves him free up top. And with the siege wave coming through, they could potentially try and pressure out the T2 tower. But it looks like both teams, they will get the 2 bounty runes as well. And like I was speaking about with the Crimson, I mean, of course, these Naga illusions, it's something you see often against Phantom Lancer. If you go for a Crimson, it means the PL illusions really just do 0 damage at all. It's a really good way to counter out an illusion physical, like the damage potential that they have. But like we said, not to mention, it will give you some damage block on these towers when the side of Royal want to start pushing. So this will be interesting to see thinking how fast he can actually get that, because the Night Stalker really doesn't farm or want to fight at all. Until it's nighttime. I mean, the attack speed, the amount you get with the Hunter in the night, it just means it's so hard for Night Stalker to actually get anything across the map. They might think about diving here. Flyby doesn't have that roar, but is going to chuck out the ball here for the slows, or just push back the Winter Wyvern here. They're going to go for the waveform forward with the Adaptive Shrike here. The silence is going to come through in that nighttime. Chain, so much damage, and they're going to bring down the Morphling here. Enigma soon to fall as well with that Remnant forward. SCC is going to chase for DDC as well. Chains are going to be up in a second. He should be able to get in range. There is a TP available, but no way DDC can get out of this. They steal the Macropyre as well. So Rubik's going to be able to push out this lane. Just going to, I mean, take about half of his HP, but I guess they do have a shrine, so it doesn't matter. But wow, you see the potential of the Night Stalker just getting on top of the Morphling here. What is this Hawk doing? But yeah, like we were speaking about, this Night Stalker just being able to get on top of the Morphling with that AoE silence and stop him from getting this the Strength Morph out. Of course, at nighttime, it is a 5-second Silence coming through and just popping that Dark Ascension. A really nice movement from the side of Newbee. And often, I didn't speak about this, but Rubik is one of the best supports to go up against a Jakiro solely because you have no cast animation or no cast point with the Jakiro abilities. So this Ice Blast is going to be instant, and you also have the setup of the Telekinesis. So this is a really, really good Rubik game. Like we spoke about, the Enigma and also the Jakiro, just the abilities that you're going to be able to steal. You see Wakesy. Do they want to give him some top lane? Macropie will get dropped down here. The Ice Path to fall as well. Arwen's in a sticky situation and he won't make it out. At least SCCC will try and push out that creep wave to maybe stop any push coming through or potential push. But even then, it'll be just trying to take as much as he can here. How's the Naga going? Haven't really seen the item progression. He's going for a Diffusal Blade. Very good on these illusion-based heroes. Going to chuck them straight out at the supports in the backline. And like we spoke about, I mean, the Diffusal Blade anymore does not purge off any abilities. But I still think this Beastmaster might go for the Necro Book to help out against the Ghost Shroud. I'm certain Necro Book's the active once it's level 3 purges off abilities. I know it slows, but I'm certain that's the case. And Mookie has that mech finish. I mean, he's almost got Grease finished it all as well. 85 CS. Look at the difference on the Naga. Holy crap. Wow. That is a lot. And that you're going to see that start stacking up as well once he gets, you know, some the next items. Just once these illusions are able to tank up from the stats, apologies, you're able to start pushing them down the waves, and they can. It means each illusion can start, you know, soloing maybe a jungle camp or even a lane as well. So this will be interesting to see. Naga's gonna skyrocket in this net worth, but we do see what's it looking like. XP pretty even. Damn, this item thing is quite whack. Indeed. See, that is the Vanguard finished on the Night Stalker as well now. He's about 400 gold. Pretty close to the Crimson Guard. It's about to be nighttime as well. And with the bounty runes coming through, this is a really good timing. You often want to see Newbee really putting heavy emphasis on the bounty runes once it does turn to nighttime. And they actually will be able to find the Beastmaster as well. Saying Shen's going to try and get that movement speed slow from the Arctic Burn. No way Flyby can escape from this. Just going to try and buy out. And SCCC will be able to claim that kill, but it is space for them down bot. With the rotations coming through, Moogie and Arwen will be able to defend this tower as well. So it looks like they might potentially be able to get 3 bounty runes as well. Already are set up at this top side. There will be TP rotation, so Jakiro is going to join, and they still have that ultimate here. The Song, will he be able to get it off in time, but he gets the Remnant. Going for the root. Winter Wyvern, can he get himself away here? The Ensnare is only level 1. Of course, each level only increases the duration, not that cast range. So it looks like it was still... So it was 2 bounty runes apiece, just with that aggression, the TP coming through. But we haven't really seen any big ultimates or even the threat of this Naga Song. And that's going to be a really good way to catch SCCC here. Just, you know, singing the Siren from in the trees and running straight on top of him here, because it is a very big AoE. Of course, they don't have the best lockdown here. The Raw has a big cast animation, of course. That Jakiro as well with the Ice Path. So they're really going to be reliant just on this Song to be able to catch the Ember out. So it'll be interesting to see how SCCC wants to play this. Wonder if he goes for a BKB this game as well after the Maelstrom. But like we spoke about, of course, that Maelstrom is going to allow him to farm, push out these lanes. And whenever Royal do continue on their pushing, going to get the Dark Ascension, Arwen. Sees them up top here. The Hawk will scout out the Night Stalker, however. He's got to be careful, though, with the boar. Just slow him down a little bit. Not a whole lot of damage here. Of course, he's got the 14 HP regen. But you don't want to dive too far. They had a very good Observer Ward on the high gun as well. But looks like DDC was able to get rid of that one. And it looks like they're just going to group up and wait for that Dark Ascension to end. Even though it is nighttime. I mean, of course, you get the bonus damage throughout this.
Middle tower is under attack.
There we go. And it looks like Newbee are pretty content with just farming up as of right now, which is kind of interesting to see. I mean, I believe they don't actually take this game late. But Necro does have the Greaves now. We'll be going for the Holy Locket. So just wants a bunch of sustain coming through. And of course, he's going to have this save from that Cold Embrace. As Triple C mid, they're going to lead it with the Ice Path here. They need to get a chains to hold him in place. Will it be enough? However, Morphling goes for that waveform. As Triple C, though, however, he will be farming out on the silence in the backline here. The Strength Morph is going to be there. They'll turn their attention to DDC here. And that Slight with the double damage rune. As Triple C able to not crit him down, but absolutely burst him down. And I mean, I probably look to get a Scythe kill there, even though it's a really big cooldown and it's on a support. As long as it looks like Newbee really aren't in a spot to fight right now. They just want to be farming up, getting these items. What are they waiting for, though? Maybe the Holy Locket and then the Necro is really hard to kill. Because we spoke about that. Radiant really just have a bunch of chip damage. Like, just, you know, the illusion staying on top of you. The Morphling as well. Morphling might actually go for the shotgun build this game. Just to help with that E-Blade. If you're able to blow up the Necro once he is in that Ghost round, it's similar to the Pugna, just getting that, you know, bonus magic damage from the Decrep and not to mention, of course, the Ghost Shroud as well. So it'll be interesting to see if Morphling does go down that route, but it looks like 897. We'll be going for the BKB next. Naga's going to sing the Siren here. Will be able to run himself away here. That's the first song, and won't be able to net themselves a you know, a good team fight coming out of it, like we spoke about in the draft. I mean, they've got really good setup with this Naga leading into the Ice Path and also that Macropie. It's going to allow the Enigma just to run in as well, because he's going for these utility items. That mech potentially into the Greaves, and then it looks like the Pipe. I wonder if we'll see a Glimmer Cape coming through from the Enigma as well. Probably going to be the Jakira instead going for it here. 897 on the high ground. We'll get the waveform away to the Shrine. It's a pretty hard kill considering I'd love to see R1 go for a Blink Dagger this game. Like we spoke about it, I mean, Newbee, they are lacking a fair bit of lockdown already. Rubik has a Blink Dagger, never mind, so he's going to be the one that can start the fight on the Morphling. But at least this Night Stalker, he can pop that Silence and then blink on top of the Morphling, stop him from getting, of course, the Silence out, and sorry, the Strength Morph out, and it is instant as well. September won't get in range. The Dark Ascension looks like it just ended. I think the TP out was just there in time as well. Very close, of course. You got to remember, this Void, it will mini-stun at nighttime. However, in daytime, it does not mini-stun. So he would have been able to cancel that TP out. Looks like both teams still content with just farming up here. We got a Spirit Vessel picked up on the Beastmaster. A very good item to deal with this Necro with all the sustain coming through from her. It'd be interesting to see if Newbee want to go for their own Spirit Vessel as well. It's similar to the Morphling, just stopping him from getting the Strength Morph off and any heals. It's and that percent damage once you have a bunch of HP. It's crazy good against the max Morphling strength. But up top with the Bounty Rune, September drops the Midnight Pulse here as Triple C will be fine. He's able to get himself away with the Remnant. 20 minutes into the game. Only 10 kills all up. Mugi, however, down bot. As Triple C, I mean, do they have the sleep? Okay, yes, it is back up here. So 120-second cooldown. Is there a talent for it? No, there isn't. He went for the movement speed and the strength. He's got 2k HP now with the Manta finish as well. He's going to go for a Satanic. Wow. I mean, that is interesting. Top lane, Raw. They're going to be able to find the Night Stalker here. He's on top of a Shrine, but there are no TP rotations. Gets the silence off, but it doesn't even matter. All of Royal are on top of him. Do they want a Roche here? Right next to it. I mean, they can if they want. Do they have any sustain coming through? I mean, the Enigma can rotate. And of course, with the mech and the Helm of the Dominator, they're going to go straight in the pit here. In a Beast. 4 points in it already. So for that bonus attack speed, this is looking like a really good fight. And also, if Newbee try and defend this, I mean, you're going to be walking into the Roshan pit with the Song and also the Black Hole Macropie. That's a really bad fight for Newbee. So they will just give it up there. 897. It's going to be the one to claim the Ages. He's going for a Blink Dagger. Okay. Interesting. I guess. I mean, I feel like if you're going Blink, then he wants E-Blade this game just to blow up the backliners, but I'm really trying to see the blink here down bot. Waveform just before that telekinesis comes through, so he will be able to get the strength morph out in time. Does he want to go for the adaptive strike max level? He's going to get the telekinesis here, so Wakesy with the blink. Can he get himself away? He just runs out to that east side. He'll be fine now. Waveform. Woo. Of course, wasn't able to close the distance, however. Wow, just Spidey senses tingling for that Morphling, going for the waveform on top of the creep wave. Winter Wyvern. He'll be fine as well. Of course, maybe goes for that ultimate here. They're going to see the rotations coming through, but he's got the song. Wakesy with the blink 4. They're going to get the telekinesis. They need to get the ultimate off in time, but they're just lacking a lot of damage here. Mookie, he's going to get the ghost shout out, so there's no additional follow-up here. Arwen will join the fight with that Dark Ascension. DDC chucks out the Ice Path here. And with the Spirit Vessel, Necro's got to be careful. The heals aren't going to come through. Silence is there. Arwen's going to try and find the Jagira here, but they will go for the song. Where is the Enigma follow-up, however? He's going to rotate down from the east. Wakesy still has that Ice Path, so the stun from afar will stop the black hole if need be, but Night Stalker's going to get brought down here. They will get the Remnant away as Triple C's low on mana, however, he still does have 2 more Remnants, but they're going to find the Winter Wyvern, the double Ice Path from both sides, but it won't help the Newbee side from losing 2 heroes and their tier 2 tower as well, not to mention it's a high ground push probably, and we spoke about this Royal. They're going to hit towers fast because all of their heroes are really ones to do it. I mean, in a beast max level with the DD as well. So much sustain coming through. You're going to blink forward from this Rubik. And I imagine the Naga's going to just constantly chuck out these illusions at the supports, trying to burn that Manic here. Morphling's got to be careful. Remember, they do still have the Scythe here, but with the Strength more coming through, they're going to get the 2-man Black Hole with that Ice Path setup, and will get stolen for the Rubik, but there's no counter of initiation here. It's a 4-man Black Hole, but where's the follow-up here? Winter Wyvern, they're going to lose 1. Aegis is down as well, but Rubik is caught in a bad spot here. Arbin will join the fight here. They get the Winter's Curse out here. Beastmaster taking a bunch of damage here. Can he get away? The Splinter Blast just off the timing here. It's a double kill for 897. The buybacks are going to come through, but will it be enough? It's a tier 3 down. Melee Rax taking a beating as well. I don't know how you can defend this. Even with the buybacks, I mean, Necro has his own with the ultimate, but it's going to be a Melee Rax. But they will back out now. Okay, so they're not going to go for the full lane of Rax. Shrines are now available. Oh, jeez. What a... That counter initiation with the Black Hole was perfect. It may have caught 5, actually. I wasn't sure if the Naga was in the Black Hole, but at least the 4-man Black Hole coming through. Just lacking follow-up. I mean, I think Necro would have had buyback then. I'm not sure. I thought it was just the Winter Wyvern and the Rubik waveform forward. Uh-oh, Winter Wyvern, you don't want to be here. Muga's going to come up with the kills. They'll drop the Midnight Pulse, that Maleficus as well. When the Dark Ascension is going to run up the high ground, but they do have the BKB. The Roar's going to come through. He's got no Mana Kid with the Spirit Vessel on top of him. He's going to end up falling. They do steal the Roar. With, was 2 dead, but a buyback coming through from this Winter Wyvern. Look at the win probability just skyrocket now. 98%. They're going to try and do their best to stall this. At least you still have, I mean, the Winter Wyvern and also SCCC with the Maelstrom, but it's going to be crazy hard. And you see just the constant Spirit Vessels coming out onto Mugi. It's going to stop the heals, and you see how much damage as well. It's crazy. Beastmaster's got it. Reduces health. So crazy good against strength heroes. And the regen is by 70%. There you go. And do they have a... Yeah, they do. They have the Grace, so it's on the Necro. He will be going for a Radiance. It's going to help deal with these illusions. And also just the physical damage coming through from the right clicks. But I don't know if Mugi's going to be able to get it in time. That is scary. I feel like he might need a Dagon, honestly. They're just lacking so much damage here. Like we spoke about, Rubik and Winter Wyvern's not going to be able to help out a whole lot. If they're not grouped up, then Winter Wyvern, I mean, this Winter's Curse won't do much. Neither will the Splinter Blast. We have seen Wakesy be able to steal some good abilities. I mean, that Black Hole and now the Roar. But he just needs... If he has an Ags this game, I think Rubik can go off, but they're not going to have enough time to get it. He's 2, 1, and 4. They're going to try and hunt him down as well with that Fade Bolt. They'll know he's in the area. Ice Path off the Macropai as well. Almost cuts down the trees of where he was. Looks like he's got the 8th lens now finished though, so this will increase his ability to be able to get those, you know, steals coming through. What is with the Hawks? Why are they spazzing out? What? So confused. What is happening? I saw a Blink Dagger being finished. Yeah, Beastmaster has his own now. So just that extra initiation that Royal's going to have. What's Enigma going for next? Looks like he will be finishing the Greaves after this pipe. And I'm kind of intrigued to see if he wants to go for a Blink at least after the Greaves, or if he's going to go more utility, like potentially a Glimmer Cape like I spoke about, just that magic resistance to help against the Scythe. Very good way at keeping a hero alive. Because at least you do have the song to set up for the Enigma. So it will be interesting to see how he wants to itemize this game. But they have a 15k net worth lead. Presuming the experience is well in their favor as well. It's almost identical to that experience. I still wish it said golden experience at the top side. Hopefully Lord Gaben does change it. But SCCC mid's got to be careful here. 897. Looks like he went back for the Skadi. Still has that Blink Dagger queued up here. Still trying to get an understanding of why he wants to go for a Blink Dagger. I think it's to catch the backliners. But I thought if he was going to do that, he'd go for an E-Blade. There is still a time though for the Morphling. But we spoke about how Royal, I believe they're going to be the ones to be able to take this game late, just with the very key emphasis and far superior team fight that they have. And also, you're going late game with the Morphling and also a Naga Siren compared to a Necro Core and also an Ember Core. These aren't going to scale nearly as well to the late game as the cores on Royal do. So it's a little worrisome for Newbee right now. They need to this next Roche fight is make or break, I think, for Newbee, because Royal, they have so many ways to push towers. Literally everyone is going to help out with pushing towers. Flyby with the ball and the Inner Beast. September has the Sustain and the Eidolons. DDC with the Liquid Fire. We can go on and on. Just Royal really a really good draft coming out from them. They make sure these supports stick to the game plan, have team fight and a way to push down towers. You do see though, Newbee, how are they going to be able to defend the high ground coming through? Looks like they'll think about getting some chip damage here just with the Naga illusions and also the creeps. What's the Naga got? So he has finished the Satanic here. Really, really good against the Newbee lineup here. So if the Naga ever gets Winter's Curse, the duration is going to be decreased just because of the status resistance. Not to mention, I am probably going to presume the Reaper Scythe stun duration will be reduced as well, so that's going to stop the additional damage that Newbee, if Mugi goes for this initiation with the Scythe on top of the Naga, you're not going to have that full 1.5 second duration to blast all the damage as possible you can. They're going to get the Greaves coming through with the chains. Flyby, can he get himself away here? They will sing the song here. Enigma just getting forced on the backline here. They're going to go for the Raw. And with the BKB, Ember Spirit, can he get another Remnant away here? He's got one more. They're going to go for the Sleight of Fist. It won't create enough space, however. And now with that Ice Path, the silence is there. They'll drop the Winter's Curse. It's on to 3 here. Mugi's in the area as well. With that Scythe, it's going to chuck it down on the Morphling. They'll burst him down. He does have buyback. It's going to be the one to rejoin the fight here. Arwen trying to run down to the south. He should be fine. Meanwhile, Mugi trying to get away from these illusions onto his heels with that Ice Path just off the mark, however. So that's a really good fight coming in from Newbee. Ember falls, but you see the gold change coming through. Almost, probably about a 2400 swing, and that buyback on the Morphling, but they're going to run up here and maybe try and get some extra kills out of this adaptive strike. 897 just able to blow up that Winter Wyvern. They probably won't be able to force, they definitely won't be able to force this Ember buyback. But with the Winter Wyvern down, and a lot of ultimates were used there. The Scythe's on cooldown. Ember doesn't have the full remnants as well, so it's going to make it even harder. Look at the attack range, Mugi. Ice Path's going to be there. He doesn't get the heals, and the mana is just completely gone. They have the burst, and the SCCC is going to be careful as well. The buyback will come through from this Necro, but you see the Arctic Burn and just the attack range with not only the slow from the Skadi, but also the slow from the Arctic Burn as well. Raw's going to come through. Mugi once again just obliterated. That's a dieback instantly for him. They're going to be able to find the Ice Path on the Night Stalker as well. GG is called. Nothing that SCCC can do. A celebratory Black Color catches the Rubik as well. But Royal, they will be able to take game 1. And now Newbee, the backs against the walls. Game 2, elimination match for them. A really good draft coming out from Royal. They have the far superior late game. The far superior team fight as well. Game 1 in the books. I love how it shows the win probability now. I don't think it ever used to. I said this yesterday, but I'm pretty sure they just implemented that. Or I just haven't been paying as much attention. But there you go. Game 1 done and said here. Really, really nice draft coming out from Royal. I mean, they just have a bit of everything like we spoke about. Early aggression to push down towers and get that advantage. They were also able to allow this Naga to just farm up. I mean, she didn't really do a whole lot this game. It was really on the other heroes that played their part. But at least the Naga, if it did go, you know, to that later stage, she was going to be the one to help carry them here. Had the, well, she was top in net worth, right? Let's check. I went the wrong way, didn't I? Graphs. Yeah, Naga was top by a long margin. But yeah, it was really just coming down to Royal being able to take those early towers to suffocate Newbee, making sure that they can't get, you know, full efficiency out of the map, and it just allowed Naga to also start farming up that dire jungle as well. Just a really, really nice play coming in from Royal. But that will be game 1, ladies and gentlemen. We're going to take a quick break here. Don't go anywhere. I'll be back shortly. I appreciate everyone watching. I hope you have been enjoying the cast as well.